Today we're going to be teaching you how to apply Simply Organic gel nails over plastic tips. But before we get started, we want to make sure that you understand the materials that are needed and the products that we're going to be using so that as you do this yourself, you can make sure you have everything available. Now be aware as we go through this process, we're going to actually show you how to prep the nail again. The reason for this is there's some extra steps because of the plastic tips, and we want to make sure you get them right. So the materials needed are going to be taking you from the prep process clear through to the completed nail. You're going to need your nail cleanse to make sure you're cleaning the nail properly, your dampen dish. This prevents any contamination. It allows you to put the nail cleanse in there that you're going to use for this specific client. The lint-free wipes will be used with the nail cleanse to help clean off the nail. You'll also need your dual pusher and your pusher plus. You may remember that the pusher plus has the rounded edge. The dual pusher has the square edge. The pusher plus is used primarily to push back the cuticles. The dual pusher is used to trim and clean them up. You'll also need your 100 grit nail file with the file saver. Remember, there's not a lot of filing that needs to be done with our nails, so make sure that you be careful here that you do not overfile. Your nail brush, this is used to clean off the nail after you've got done doing your filing. Your dome duster cleans off the hand, the nail, your work area. Your plastic tips, these are what we're going to put on and teach you how to do today. The nail glue, which holds the plastic tip in place. Your nippers, these are used as you've gone through and used your dual pusher or your pusher plus, you may need to cut back some of the cuticle. Your nippers are going to be used to do this. Your sterile cotton applicators, there's two things you're going to use the sterile cotton applicators for. First, with your nail cleanse, once you get into the prep process, it's going to help prevent contamination. And then also with your protein primer, the same thing. You'll need protein primer. This is going to be what will bond the gels to your natural nail. Your gel brush to help you level out and even the gel that is being placed onto the nail. The base gel, this is the first gel to go onto your nail. You'll want your 6-watt UV lamp. Now remember, we talk about this time and time again, but we want to make sure you're clear. Do not use a lamp with a higher than 6-watt bulb in it. It's going to end up burning your clients. It's going to be very painful for them. Be very careful. Your lamp guards, they're going to help protect your product. The gold foil forms, they help you build out and sculpt the nail. The opaque or natural French, this is going to be used to create the French manicure on the end. Mixing tile, this is for your color. Mixing spatula is going to be used to actually mix up the color. Your color base one, this is the gel that you'll mix your color into. You want to have the color that you're picking. Your builder finish, which is the top coat that we place on. Your electric file to help clean up the nail once you've finished providing the service, once you've got everything cured. Your vacuum system can be used with that to help keep the nail clean and your work area clean. Toothpick bit is used inside of the electric file to clean the nail. And then your cuticle oil, which is placed on to rehydrate the cuticle area, and lotion to make sure their hands also get rehydrated. So those are the products you're going to need as we go through here. As I mentioned, we're actually going to go through the prep process as well as the process of putting on the nails to show you how to put Simply Organic gel nails over a plastic tip. Today we're going to be showing you how to apply Simply Organic gel nails over a plastic tip. We're going to start this process by showing you again how to prep the nail. It's important that you understand this, but it's also important that you realize there are some extra steps here. We wanted to make sure that we covered those. So please pay attention as we go through here and be aware that there are a few extra steps required when you're putting on a plastic tip. You're going to start with the nail cleanse and a lint-free wipe. Make sure that the lint-free wipe is just damp. You don't want too much nail cleanse. It only takes a little bit to clean off each of the nails. You'll wipe each finger from the cuticle forward to begin sanitizing and dehydrating the nail plate, cuticle, and sidewalls. Once you've got that done, it's time to use your pusher plus and your dual pusher to clean up the cuticles and to remove any trigenium that may be on the nail. You'll use the pusher plus, it's the one with the round edge, to actually push the cuticles back. And then use the dual pusher to actually trim the edges to make sure that you've got a good nail area that you can work off of, that there's nothing that's going to get in the gel and cause lifting problems. If there's still cuticle growth that's there, you can use your nippers to trim the extra cuticle to make sure that you've got a great area to work on. Once you've got that done, you're going to want to get your nail file with the file saver, and then using the 100 grit side, that's the black side, you're going to exfoliate or take the shine off the nail plate. This is going to be done by cross-hatching the nail plate from the left to the right. Remember that our system only requires the use of 100 and 180 grit file. The reason is because our system does not require excessive filing. You need to only remove the shine from the nail plate and nothing more. Use your nail brush to clean off the nail plate and sides. You want to make sure you have the shine off the sides of each fingernail. If not, gently file those places you've missed and brush off the nail plate and sides again. You can use your dome duster to brush off the hand and clean the nail dust from your area. You want to make sure you always have a nice clean area to work in. Now it's time to choose the proper size tip for your finger. It's better to choose a tip that is a little large than one that is too small, because you can always file the tip down to fit the nail perfectly. Then, using the tip adhesive, you want to attach the tips to all 10 nails. Being careful to apply them straight onto the nail. You want to make sure that they look good. Again, just as with any process we go through here, you want to make sure you start right, because as you do, you're going to be able to finish with a good product. Cut the tips to the customer's desired length. Tip cutters work best. However, you can use nail scissors or nippers if you need to. They'll work just fine. And then, using the 100 grit nail file, you want to blend the nail tip into the natural nail. This is very important. And you want to make sure that everything's smooth and that everything's set up the way that it should. So as you put the product on, you get a great finish. Now you need to pour a small amount of nail cleanse into your dampen dish. Your time to clean the nail again, you want to take 1 cotton applicator from the sterile pack of 2 that you're given. Please make sure you do not use a brush. We don't want contamination or any problems with you transferring a fungus from one client to another. You'll dip the cotton applicator completely into the nail cleanse in your dampen dish, and then you're going to scrub the nail across the cuticle from left to right twice, and then bring the swab around the sides, making sure you come across the edge of the plastic tip and scrub the center of the nail, and then go back down the other side to the cuticle. Make sure to cleanse the entire nail, including the tip. Be aware that the nail cleanse will dry in about 10 to 30 seconds, so if the surface is wet, don't worry about it. Just give it a few seconds and everything will dry, and then you can move forward. You want to dip the swab again and repeat this process on each nail. Do not be afraid to get the nail cleanse on the cuticle or nail sidewalls. You'll rehydrate the cuticle and sidewalls of the nail with cuticle oil at the end of the service. You never want to touch the nail surface after it's been cleaned. The oils from your fingers will cause our system to be unable to adhere properly to the nails. Now you've got that done, it's time to apply the protein primer. Take a second cotton applicator, make sure you never apply protein primer with a brush, and dip it completely into your protein primer. You want to apply 2 heavy coats of protein primer to the natural nail only, exactly as you did with the nail cleanse, making sure you rub it vigorously into the natural nail plate. Make sure you apply protein primer to the free edges so that the overlay will wrap around the free edge and bond to the entire nail. You need to wait at least 60 seconds after you've put the protein primer on the nail to allow it to seek out the keratin and amino acid in the nail plate. This begins the bonding process that must happen in order for the gels to stick. Make sure you dip your swab for each nail. The nail should appear wet and shiny. You also do not need to worry about getting protein primer on the cuticle and skin. Our protein primer will not burn or harm your client's skin because it contains no acid. Any extra protein primer left on the finger can easily be wiped off with nail cleanse at the end of the nail service before rehydrating the cuticle and skin with cuticle oil. Make sure too that you replace the primer lid tightly. Our primers are attracted to the oxygen in the air, and if you don't replace the lid tightly, your primer is going to crystallize and you're going to end up wasting that primer. Now we've gone through the prep process. It's time to begin the actual application process. Remember as we do this that you want to follow the following sequence. Left thumb, right 4 fingers, left four fingers, and then right thumb. By doing this, it's going to allow the gels to cure on one hand while you're working on the client's other hand, and that's very important. We've mentioned this many times. It not only helps you make additional money because you can get done quicker, it also allows your clients to have a better experience. Once the nail's prepped, we're going to start by applying a base gel coat. You'll apply a small line of base gel down the center of the nail. You want to smooth the base gel onto the nail plate using your gel brush, much like you would if you were applying nail polish. Make sure though that you keep the product about 1/64 of an inch away from the cuticle. Make sure you're using a light touch. A heavy brush stroke is going to remove too much of the product and it's going to create problems. When you're done applying the base gel, it should appear smooth like glass. There shouldn't be any bubbles in the gel. If you find that you have a grainy appearance, you need to apply more base gel until it looks smooth again. Make sure you wrap the base gel around the free edge of the plastic tip and keep the gel off the skin and cuticle. If you get gel on the cuticle, you need to use your dual pusher to make a free margin between the product and the skin. This will keep the gel from lifting off the nail after it's cured. It's time to cure the gel. You need to do flashing. You're going to get your 6-watt UV lamp, placing the client's fingers underneath the lamp for the count of 1, pulling them out, placing them on top of the lamp for the count of 2, 3, 4, and 5. Repeat this 3 to 5 times as needed until your clients no longer feel a warming sensation. Once that's happened, they can put their nails underneath the UV lamp and keep them there for 1 to 2 minutes. Now you've got that cured, you've got your base gel on, it's time to finish the plastic tip extension. With your nail file, you want to shape the top and free edge of your new nail, making sure it's smooth. Remember, when you have a good base, the final product is going to be excellent. You'll then use your nail brush to clean off around the cuticle in the nail, and then use your dome duster to dust off the hands and clean the nail dust from your work area. When applied and blended correctly, your plastic tip extensions are going to look just like the natural nail. Now you can apply a full color, French white or color tips or nail art, whatever you desire, following the sequence: left thumb, right four fingers, left four fingers, and then right thumb. This allows the gels to cure while you're working on the client's other hand. Make sure after you've gone through and applied the color of the French tip that you do the flashing. You're going to get your 6-watt UV lamp, placing the client's fingers underneath the lamp for the count of 1, pulling them out, placing them on top of the lamp for the count of 2, 3, 4, and 5. Repeat this 3 to 5 times as needed until your clients no longer feel a warming sensation. Once that's happened, they can put their nails underneath the UV lamp and keep them there for 1 to 2 minutes. Once you've done that, it's time to add the clear builder finish. This is the last finish that's going onto the nail. You're going to take the bottle of clear builder finish and apply a thin line down the center of the nail using your gel brush to brush a flow coat. Remember, this is the thin layer of map for the builder finish to follow, and this needs to cover the entire nail. Then, holding the nail at a downward angle, put a line of builder finish down the center of the nail, then apply a small amount on either side of the center line so that there are 3 to 4 thin lines of builder finish on the nail plate. You'll then turn the finger upside down so you can see where the builder's settling. Using the corner of your gel brush, pull the gel from the high spots into the low spots to equalize the gel. This is what we call a gravity pull. You want to make sure that you guide the gel into a nice even almond shape, and make sure you have an even arch from the cuticle to the end of the nail and then from side to side. This is what we call the C curve. Once that's done, turn the fingernail right side up and allow the product to self-level. You can repeat this process as necessary. Put additional finish on there if you need to until you get this process right. Once you've done that, it's time to cure the builder finish. You're going to get your UV lamp, put your client's hand and nail under the lamp for the count of 1, remove the hand, place it on top or above the lamp for the count of 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to alternate these steps 3 to 5 times until your client does not feel any warmth on her nail bed. Once this has happened, you can put the nails under the UV lamp, push the lamp top into its lowest position, and cure the nails for 4 minutes. Once that's done, pull your client's nails out of the lamp and use your file with the file saver or your electric file with the toothpick bit and vacuum system to clean under the nail. You want to make sure that they look nice, that any excess gel's been removed. Once you've done that, you can use the file in the file saver to finish shaping the nail. Dust off your client's hands and nails with the nail brush. Once that's done, you finish the service, and now it's time to add the cuticle oil and to have your clients put on lotion to make sure that the nail bed areas are getting rehydrated. If you have questions, go to our training manual or give us a call or go to our website. We want to make sure you have a good experience and that you understand how to use our products properly.